7 chapters really where again, your biology, your belief set, your culture, then your money values and money temperament, which are critical, followed by your money knowledge, was how you process information, or your your uh, your money learning modality. Next, we're going to talk about, now we're getting more into execution. Execution is, okay, now once you've figured this all out, you've taken the time, you've sat down, you've done all the things we recommend in the book. And in the book, we have the steps to make this happen. And what you're going to do at this point is benchline what you learned in part one. Okay, there are a number of exercises. This is how I spend money. This is why I spend money. This is my relationship money. This is my feeling brain on money. This is my thinking brain on money. And then part two, the money behavior system. You've taken the steps to number one, to figure out what's important about money to you, your money values. And you've got that locked in, and everybody's agreement that these are important to you as an individual, but also you have money values as a family, and you've got agreement there, which probably is going to take some compromise. Then you've taken the time to really determine your money temperament, which is how you naturally think and feel about money. And the key takeaway there is it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to try to change and be like somebody else. There is not a cookie cutter approach that works. You need a one size fits you approach, not a one size fits all approach. Let me say that again. One size fits you approach, a approach that accepts who you are, understands your money temperament, realizes how you're going to behave with money, and accepts that to achieve your money values, we have to take into consideration your natural money temperament, but we're not going to change you. We're going to try to figure out how we can build a plan or a strategy that accommodates your temperament to make you in a position that you're going to accumulate your values. Does that make sense? Then money knowledge is how you process information, and that's just making sure that the information you're getting works for you. So let's talk about money strategy. Think of money strategy as the 300,000-foot look of where you're going. I had the privilege not too long ago to co-author a book with a friend of mine by the name of J. Alexander Martin. The book was called Money Makes Me Crazy: How I Squandered Millions Building the FUBU Empire. Jay is probably one of the most outstanding men I've ever met. He is probably one of the leading entrepreneurs in the United States, and definitely one of the leading Black entrepreneurs in the United States. He's involved in all kinds of stuff. And Jay and I have talked about these topics for quite a while, but the bottom line is Jay could not be where he is and do what he's doing without a money strategy. Money strategy is a large view of where you want to go and what you want to do. When we're talking about money strategy is sitting down and say, okay, long-term planning. Long-term planning is more than Friday. It's more than what I'm going to do on spring vacation. It's more than where we're going to do at Christmas. Strategic thinking is, what do I have to do to accomplish my money values? How long is it going to take? What is the general path I'm going to take? What do I think it's going to cost to get there? Who's going to be on my team, because I am running a business and this business is me? Who's going to be on my team that I know and respect, that's going to help me achieve those things that are important to me in life? And realize that as you mature, the things that are important at one point of your life may not be as important as they are at a latter part of your life. So that means you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to adjust. There are a lot of people right now in this economy that are making some significant changes to their strategic plan because something happened that they had no control over that has put a real kink in their plan. But that's because we're human, and humans do this stuff all the time. It's adapt, improvise, and carry on. Adapt, improvise, carry on. Adapt means, again, my values are important. I might not be able to have as much going to those values I want to, but it's still important to me. My money temperament hasn't changed because of what's going on around me. I am still who I am. I have to get my head around that and realize that I will react to anything going on around me based on my default, and my default is my money temperament. Strategy is huge. The first thing is, if you don't know what your values are, you don't have a strategy. You got a buying request. Strategy means this is what I'm going to do to make it happen. Jay had a strategy on the corner back in Queens to turn kind of a crazy little concept with Damon John and turn that into a $1 billion empire. Strategy for most people means what are the resources I have at my disposal? Time. How long do I have? Money. What do I do? How can I generate income to make this happen? Rate of return. Where am I going to look at that I can get the rate of return necessary to accomplish those values? What is my money temperament? Because time, money, rate of return mean one thing to me, may mean something completely different to you. And if you don't understand that, you're going to have trouble and you're going to be derailed, or worse, you're going to be following somebody else's strategy. And this is where I have a real problem with the planning industry, the talking heads on TV, and the experts. They're biased. They're good people, but they're biased. They're looking they're giving you advice through their prism. Their prism reflects their money values, their money temperament, and their money knowledge. The strategy that most people are spending money for is to get a blueprint of what worked for somebody else. But how do you know that's going to work for you? One of the biggest pet peeves I have with everybody in the entire financial services industry is we have this bias that if I have this one-size-fit approach, this cookie-cutter approach, that if it works for you, it'll work for your neighbor. If it works for your neighbor, it'll work for the guy next door to him. What we are failing to consider is, number one, what are your money values? Well, if your money values are not the same as the guy next door, I guarantee the strategy may be misaligned. I know we're not talking about money temperament because you process information differently than I do. Your money temperament is different than mine. And who am I to assume that what worked for me is going to work for you? That's naive at best. So your money strategy must be aligned in such a way that will help you achieve your money values by aligning with your money temperament. Let me say that again. Your money strategy must be aligned with your money temperament if you ever hope to achieve what is most important in life to you that costs money. Think about that. So the next time you're online and you're buying this one-off get quick program, or so-and-so and so-and-so's magic plan to financial independence and making a lot of money on the internet, stop. Count to 10. Force yourself into your thinking brain mode. Break out a piece of paper, make a list. Number one, what are my money values? Does this, whatever, help me achieve what's important to me? Number two, how am I wired? What is my hard wiring? What is my money temperament? Can I do the things that they're asking me to do? If I can't, it's not going to work. There are a lot of programs that are good programs, but they're not appropriate for you based on how you think and feel about money. If that all works, then build the strategy around that and then move forward. And in the next chapter, we're going to wrap this thing up with action planning.